shooters. So let me get this off my screen. We here on Wednesday, July 9th for our morning market brief. We got about 4 minutes before market open, so we're gonna try to roll through a few of these pretty quick, and then start looking at some charts. We got crude oil inventory today, 10-year note, and Fed meeting this evening at 2 o'clock Central Time. We still in greed mode. We peaked into extreme greed for a little bit. We back in greed mode. So we kind of teeter-tottering at that point at the top. Everybody can kind of see that we need to cool off a little bit. So everybody's cautious, the entire market. We got a slight gap up this morning on SPY. And we'll see how that goes. We could range there over the next few days and work our way back up to those highs to retest. And then, once we get there again, we definitely gonna see some resistance. Same thing with the Qs and the Dow. The Qs looking the same, almost identical to SPY, because Magnificent Seven and technology has been moving the market recently, so they pretty much look identical. SPY, QQQ, identical. Now the Dow is somewhat the same, but it didn't retest its previous highs from December last year. It didn't make new highs, so the Dow we probably can see a little bit more push to the upside. We'll see how that plays out, and then we can go look at our top stories. Let's see. There's a few things we wanted to go over as far as our top stories on the market. Of course, we still got trade policy uncertainty, and the trade deadline, which was today, July 9th. Earlier this week, he extended that to August 1st, which was the final extension. So he says. So we'll see how that plays out. Bank stocks under pressure, but bank stocks been running, so it's expected for them to cool off, as well as everything else. Goldman Sachs made a new high. It's coming back probably to retest that soon. Got market by the open. So let's switch over to some charts for a little bit. We're currently in this Procter and Gamble position. We got calls, 160 calls. I think I want to say we got 160 calls out till September. Yeah, September 19, 160 calls. They're currently down 170, but at market open, they probably gonna pop a little bit because we were up some on Procter and Gamble. Yeah, we probably get a little bump, not nothing too crazy, but I do see us gaining upside momentum as long as we hold this 158 level on the weekly. I think we'll continue higher and eventually fill out this double bottom. Yeah, this 158 support line holds up pretty good. It typically holds up pretty good. It opened and fell at open, so yeah, we down. We dead even on the day, still down on the position as a whole. But I think we good here. We'll see how the price action is around this level. It's been holding there pretty steady, bouncing back since this year. It's bounced about 6 times since April. Actually, it bounced once in January. Then it's bounced about 6 times since. And then back in August 23 and April 23, this same price point was rejection. Was a rejection. I shouldn't say that. It was resistance, and it rejected twice in April and in August of 23. It broke, and then once we broke, we've been above that 158 level since then. So we'll see how it holds up here. Once again, I think we'll hold up and we'll continue to the upside and start gaining some momentum. See how that one plays out. Yeah, we up 60 on that position this morning, down 110 as a whole. So yeah, we've averaged in up to 5 contracts. That current position's market value is 2240 right now. So we'll see how that plays out. Then we got Tesla. I like Tesla at these levels. Um, I honestly think Tesla will gain some momentum back to the upside. We're kind of making this symmetric triangle. If we go to a bigger time frame, start to form up a little bit better. I think we can fill this in and keep ranging. Maybe we'll get a bit of a push before earnings because we do got tech earnings coming towards the end of the month. So that's definitely in sight. Tech earnings. Um, Baba is my last one that I'm watching, and it fell again this morning. It's at a nice spot. We probably end up establishing a position there. We'll see how that plays out. I'm gonna dig a little bit deeper on Baba because they also have earnings coming up. No, they just had earnings. Yeah, they just had earnings last month, so their next earnings probably won't be for a little while. Yeah, their next earnings ain't until August. Next month. That's not too far out. So we could get an earnings rally on Baba as well. I'm gonna look into the fundamentals and see what they're looking like, but it looks like we're getting a third touch on like a trend line here. I'm trying to find it to see what everybody's looking at on the technical side of Baba, but I think this is kind of what we're looking at, something like this, getting a third touch on a trend line and then continuing higher. We've been gapping all over the place with Baba, but yeah, I think we got potential there. I did want to show y'all Walmart. We looked at Walmart the other day in this rising wedge. It broke, retest, and then now it's continuing lower. So this was a nice opportunity to trade to the downside. Same thing with Shop. Shop is looking the same. It's broken out of a rising wedge. It did a slight retest, but I think we're in position to continue downward on Shop as well. Um, yeah, we up pretty high on the RSI, and we've been chilling up there for a while. So we'll see how that one plays out. That was all the positions and technicals that we got. Those are the stocks, the targets to watch we got for this week. The market story. We couldn't go a little bit deeper on the market story. I wanted to get into the charts because the market was open. So let's go a little bit deep into the market story. And we talked about trade policy uncertainty and the extension on the deadline. Bank stocks under pressure. Solar stocks declining again because once we pass this bill, Trump has now officially enforced that. Not enforced. He took back the uh, green bill, the green energy subsidies. So all the advantages that the companies were getting, the clean energy companies were getting, tax breaks and stuff like that, he just um, rolled that back. So that's affecting solar companies and clean energy companies like First Solar, which is one of my favorites. But yeah, they getting a little bit of a hit since that news came out. They were ready to cool off anyway. They were outside the bands up here on the 4 hour last week, Thursday. We closed the week up there. Then we fell. We fell coming into the week. So yeah, First Solar, Sunrun is another one that's been getting affected by this. Yeah, they gap down. They look like they can continue lower. They gap down below the 200, like they coming back to retest. And I think Sunrun can continue lower. It's just they don't have. It's not. It's not. It's only going to move so much. Which I say so much, but down to $60, $6 from 9. That's a 50%. No, not 50%. That's like a 30% sell off. So I haven't messed with Sunrun a lot. I typically stick to First Solar when it comes to talking about solar stocks. But yeah, that's what's going on in that area with solar stocks declining. Datadog just got a recent downgrade, and that was due to its exposure to OpenAI as a key customer. Um, what else we wanted to do? Market performance. Oh yeah, Procter and Gamble. They just recently did a they declared a new dividend starting next month in August. Um, for any shareholders that own stocks by July 18th. So we probably gonna see some monies flowing into Procter and Gamble. Plus, they are kind of like a safe haven during economic environments like this because they have those brands that are essential to our economy. We go to Procter and Gamble, and we can look at what companies fall under the Procter and Gamble tree (PG). You got companies like Dawn, Tide, Bounce, Febreze, um, Swifter, Oral B, Crest, Gillette. They even cross over into Cost and Boss, Charmin. So this is all. These are all things that we will for sure be using, regardless of what the tariffs say. I mean, regardless of what the tariffs, how the tariffs affect things, which they won't be as affected as much as some companies will be directly affected. But you're still gonna buy Charmin. You still gonna women still gonna buy they feminine products. You still gonna brush your teeth. You still gonna wash your clothes. You still gonna want to smell good. You still gonna use paper towels. Um, you still gonna use Pepto Bismol and Vicks Vapor Rub. Um, CoverGirl and Olay for the women. Like, all of these are things that we're not gonna stop using. Um, I don't even see us slowing down on using them just because of tariffs, because some of these things are essential to our health and our daily lives. So that's why I'm so bullish on Procter and Gamble, even in this uncertain economic environment. Not only the technical side, but the fundamental side pairs with it, and we're about to form another. If we get a spike here, we can form another bullish divergence. This is kind of messing with it a little bit. It may just round up, but if it spikes up, we could form another bullish divergence, kind of like we did over here. Kept forming those bullish divergences. Then we took off and we ran from 158 up to like 170. So that's what we expecting on Procter and Gamble. We're watching Tesla as well, which is green on the day so far, and then Baba, which they're still falling, but I'm looking to enter Baba. I'm thinking maybe around this, definitely around this 100 psychological level for sure. But we may look at establishing a position a little bit sooner, because we'll probably start seeing some support around this area here, right here, where we've came and retest a few times previously. So we'll be watching Baba to see when we want to start entering here. I'm gonna dig a little bit deeper on their fundamental side and see what's going on there. But yeah, we'll see how that plays out. How's Amazon doing for Prime Week? They started out bad yesterday when they first kicked it off. Um, yeah, so we'll see how those play out. That's all for our morning market brief. Let's manage your risk, students, shooters. Stay safe, and let's stay active, shooters.